We are live now. We are live now. What's going on? Let's get right into the subject. So, first of all, let me know in the comment. I want to see if there is a news. If you have a news, immigration news going on, let me know in the comment, okay? Okay, we're going to have that. Let me know in the comment. Hello, how are you? How are you feeling? Let me know in the comments how you feeling. We are live now to talk about some issues. Most importantly, we are focusing on deportation. Yeah, if you have a question, please put it in the comment, okay? Please put it in the comments so we can answer your questions. Please put it in the comment. I'm trying to figure out my topic, but you can put the question in the comment so we can answer your question. Okay. So, hello, Baba T. How are you? How you feeling? So we're live now. We want to talk about the subject, okay? If a person can be detained at USCIS interview, under what circumstances a person may be detained at the USCIS interview. When we're talking about a person, not just anybody, right? We're talking about a person who's seeking immigration benefits, of course, a non-US citizen. Under what circumstances, okay? Number one is when you file an I-130 petition, a standalone I-130 petition. You file a standalone I-130 petition. Meanwhile, you overstay your visa and you happen to have a removal order under your belt. Basically, there's a removal order under your belt, and you go to the interview for your I-130 petition because you are a beneficiary. The petitioner petitions for you, maybe spouse or the child or parent, those immediate relatives type of relationship. Okay, and you go to the interview. Why would you be detained? Because of removal order. That's one scenario, okay? Second scenario, a person might be detained at the interview. It's when the person filed a naturalization petition, okay? They want to get the U.S. Citizenship, okay? The form N-400. And that same person happened to have an aggravated felony. That person can be detained. Why? Because aggravated felony, first of all, is a deportable offense. And not to mention, aggravated felony, it's a permanent bar on U.S. citizenship. In other words, that type of person will never be able to waive good moral and character requirement, even if the aggravated felony crime in question has been waived. So that type of person can be detained as well, okay? Lastly, I'm just focusing on 3 categories, right? Lastly, a person who filed concurrently, however, they have to report. Those are the people who can report to ICE because they have some type of order of supervision, and they have to report to ICE. That type of person can also be detained at the USCIS interview, okay? Those 3 categories. So now the question becomes, what exactly can I do? Well, several things, depending on your specific circumstances. Some people will file for a bond, okay? When they file for a bond, they can be released on bond, or some people can file to stay removal order, or they can file to cancel deportation removal by applying for application for stay, you know? So that's what we can try to do if a person has been detained, because this is a trend. It's happening. Not a lot of people are being detained, but at least it's happening. Under Obama, that's what they were doing. I guess the same trend is continuing under this current administration. Okay, so let's see what we have a question here. Let's see. Can I-601 waiver be by USCIS for a deportable crime? Okay. Can a waiver, I-601 waiver granted by USCIS for deportable crime supersede the deportation grant if adjustment of status was also approved? Well, in order for adjustment of status, first of all, in order for adjustment of status to be approved, that specific waiver has to be approved. Once the waiver is approved, then the adjustment of status is going to be approved. Therefore, the I-601 waiver will supersede the deportable account. That is correct. Okay. Peace on earth. Antoinette Hoy, can you explain this? Good day. Yes. So we were talking about, again, you came late, but we were talking about if a person can actually be detained at USCIS interview. The answer is yes, they can do that. Under what circumstances? If a person has been previously order removed, they have order of removal, and now they're attending a standalone I-130, they can be detained and placed in removal proceedings. And what exactly can you do? We talked about those options, trying to file a motion to stay removal, trying to ask for release on bond, depending on that specific person's circumstances, or try to file an application for stay or cancellation of removal with ICE directly. So it's going to depend on that specific person's circumstances. Another person can be detained because they have criminal records, like especially those deportable offenses. Okay, if you just Google deportable offenses, it gives you a list of all those type of crimes, and you have to include theft crime too. That's new, right? Mandatory detention. That one really, they're not gonna release you because it's mandatory detention. And aggravated felony too. They're not gonna release you until the I have construction outside. That's why you see, you hear the noise. But anyway, um, uh, aggravated felony too. The person is not gonna be released until the um, removal proceedings has concluded. Let's say he won, then he's gonna be released. If the person doesn't win with aggravated felony, then the person gets deported. There's no bond, release bond on that. Okay. Advance parole was approved based pending, and the vow also was approved. Can I? That I don't know. Baba T. Nowadays, nobody's traveling on advance parole, especially advance parole. Yep. Yeah. At this point, I'm just going to suggest you wait for your green card, unless it's a matter of life or death, like you have to go. Then I'll say yes, you have to go, because otherwise the person is gonna die. You go, and let's say the question becomes, what's gonna happen if I don't re-enter? What's gonna happen is you are going to try to get your visa from outside, meaning that you're gonna have to transfer that VAWA petition to your consular by filing the form I-64, sorry, I-864, to transfer the petition to the consulate. Once it's transferred, then you're going to be interviewed outside. That's the only way it's going to happen if they deny you entry. Okay? If you're outside. So the only time you're trying to go if it's a matter of life or death. Otherwise, you can just wait for your green card, because nowadays with those this Trump administration, trust me, it's just like, yeah, advance parole, forget that. Advance parole has never been a guarantee to start with, right? But under Biden, they didn't really mind people going, coming, going, coming. But under this administration, they're just gonna use the law that says it's not guaranteed, then they deny you entry. So the choice now, it's yours, okay? Nebraska Service Center. I don't know. You just have to go with the estimate date, the one that shows on the website. Let's see what it says on the website. A processing time. I-601, Nebraska. Oh, the website is not even working. Right now it's showing 33 months. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. 33 months, that's like 3 years. In Nebraska, it says 3 years. But usually the way it works is that if you already gone to the interview, it usually doesn't take that long. But nowadays, I can't really tell you, to be honest. Medical accepted December. Still no green card. You need to follow up with them. Have you tried to file inquiry online? Yeah, you're gonna have to file an inquiry online. Just follow up with USCIS. And you have to be like a little bit aggressive in your following up. You can try to reach out to your congressman office as well. You can try to reach out to your congressman office as well, and see if they can help you out with the follow-up. Okay, thank you. How do you follow up with USCIS? To file an inquiry? Yeah, if you go to uscis.gov, I think you click where it says filing case past processing time. Basically, that's where you file your inquiry. Case past processing time. Manage your case. When you go to the USCIS website, you click on, if you scroll down a little bit under manage your case, you click on case status. And then once you click on case status, you scroll down, you're going to see where it says submit a case inquiry. Yeah, that's where you submit a case inquiry. Let's see if I can. Yeah, you just submit it. Yes, please share. That's what I like. You need to share right away. Please share. Thank you, Natasha David Clement. Please share. Please share. Yeah, Natasha Davis Clement. Please share. Please share. Please share. Please share. By the way, please share. Let's see. Natasha, let me show you first of all how to do that, okay? Let me share. Let me show you how to do that, okay? Let me share my screen, okay? I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, share my screen. Okay, so this is USCIS website, okay? You just scroll down here, you will see it says manage your case. You click here, check your case status, okay? And you scroll down, it says submit a case inquiry. You click on it, it says you check where it says case outside of normal processing time, submit inquiry, and you start filling out all those forms. Once you put all the things, it's going to show up and stuff, and then you fill out and then you submit it, okay? As simple as that. That's how you do it, Natasha Davis. How long it takes to process, I don't know. As far as asylum is concerned, to be honest, nobody knows how long it's going to take. Yeah, asylum, there's no processing time on the website. They already took it away. There's no processing time there. Hello, I'm a U.S. citizen. My fiance is a Jamaican citizen. He's filed a petition for him. I want to, but we want to go to from instead. Can we do this? K1 is his filed a petition for him. Oh, okay. You want to do? Yeah, you can do that. You can file cases as long as both cases are valid. So if you're trying to see if K1 is going to go faster, that I cannot guarantee. It's just depend, okay? If you're trying to say, oh, I'm filing K1 because I want it to go faster, well, of course, it might go faster, but there's no guarantee. But if you are just trying to ask whether or not you can file, the answer is yes, as long as it's a valid case, okay? Do you know? Get interview. Yes, all asylum cases get interview, all of them, regardless of what it is. For non-Potomac asylum or not, all the asylum cases get interviewed at USCIS because they have to find out the validity of the claim, if it's a valid claim or not. What do you think about the self-deportation program? Which one? The one that Trump's saying that they're gonna give money and flights for people to go home and stuff like that? Well, what I'm gonna tell you is just what happens when a person goes leave the country on their own. What's gonna happen is when the law is very clear. When you have been here for unlawfully present for more than 1 year, when you leave, you automatically have a ban, 10 years ban, period. No matter how you leave. The only people who get favored are the people who get volunteer departure by an immigration judge. Like they went to court, they asked for volunteer departure, and they get it granted, and they leave within that 30 days time that the judge would tell them to leave, volunteer departure. Those are the people who can come back a little sooner because they got like a favor. But if you just self-deport, regardless of you get onto the Trump program or not, when you try to go outside and come back, the law is still the same. That's when they're going to apply the law, right? That's what they're going to say. You have a 10 years bar. So if you have been here for less than 1 year, I believe it's less than 6 months, no problem. Unlawfully present for less than 6 months, no problem. More than 6 months, but less than 1 year, you have a 3 years ban. So that's just how it works. Okay. Yeah, OHA 99. OHA 99, did you get it? Did you get what we're talking about? I mean, the answer. What if a lawyer has my case? Yeah, you can ask your lawyer to file that inquiry for you, or you can file it yourself, because in the inquiry, it tells you if you're filing it yourself or if the lawyer is filing it. So you're going to just click filing myself. It doesn't, it's not a problem for you to file your own inquiry. Yeah. Because sometimes the lawyer is busy. They're not going to file it, or they might ask you extra to file it, but you can file it. You have your rights, okay, to file it too. You just have to fill out the form correctly, like I'm filing it myself. I'd like to inquire on the status of my case because it's past processing time. That's it. As simple as that. The link has been shared. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much for sharing. By the way, we have 14 people in the house. Please like, please share, because we're trying to answer most complicated questions, and we're trying to actually provide practical tips. Okay, please share. That's the only thing you can do. You can share on your WhatsApp, you can share on your Facebook, and you can share on your IG, whatever your story. Just please share so that we can reach a lot of people. And please like, by the way. So let's see. If I got to and add and had a violent crime that was waived by USCIS, but not, what is the chance I will be detained? Oh, if it was waived, but it's not aggravated felony. If it's been more than 5 years preceding the 5 years, if you're applying under the 5 years statutory requirement, if it has been more than 5 years since the crime has, since you were charged or convicted for the crime, then I'll say at least you're safe, right? Because it's past tense. And the 5 years statutory requirement for good moral and character has passed, or the 3 years, depending on which statutory requirement are you applying for, and 400. Yeah, but But if it's aggravated felony, that's what we're talking about. It's like it's even not. There's no point for even applying if it's aggravated felony because it's just going to be denied and you're going to end up in removal. So I hope you get it. Yes, I did. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please share while I'm trying to figure out if we have another news going on. And if you have questions, just please put it in the comment, okay? I share already. Oh, thank you very much. Was 30 years old crime. Yeah, you should be fine. You should be fine. It's not aggravated. You should be fine because you already passed the 5 years statutory requirement. So you should be fine. Unless they just deny based on discretion, but you can appeal because there's really no discretion if 30 years has passed. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I'm trying to figure out if we have thanks. You're welcome. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what if we have another news. Um, so okay, let's talk about what an immigration lawyer can do for you because some people they like to do things by themselves and then they get denied, then they come back, then the lawyer charge them more. Yeah, but you just need to get the lawyer from the beginning, especially if you are in removal or you're dealing with complex cases. Especially when you think it's easy, that's when you get a lawyer. Because I've seen a lot of people cases being denied because they think it's too easy. Okay, then I've seen somebody. I told him just get a lawyer to do it for you. That person has done 3 consultations with me without hiring a lawyer because they keep denying for the same reason. He clearly doesn't get it. But people learn. Maybe the 5th time they will learn. But anyway, what an immigration lawyer can do for you. A competent, not everybody, right? A competent immigration lawyer can guide you through the complex world of immigration. They can keep track of important deadline, fill out complicated paperwork properly, explain to you option in simple terms, help you sort through information and confirm whether it's a fact or a rumor, protect your right, conduct follow-up with government or agency, okay? An attorney can evaluate your unique situation and help you choose the best path forward. Because I've had consultation with people where I will tell them that it's not worth it to spend money because it's not going to work. Sometimes it's so clear that you can really tell people, like for example, aggravated felony and naturalization. Any competent lawyer will tell you don't apply because it's just going to get denied because it's not waivable, even if it was waived by USCIS. But for the purpose of good moral and character, it's, you cannot never overcome. It's like a permanent bar. So a competent lawyer will tell you all that, so you don't waste your money. Okay, and they will explain to you complicated concepts, and they will help you avoid common mistakes. Help you with to bring your family member, assist your family member to get a green card, uh, help you with your employers if it's based on work visa, work permit, represent you in immigration court, defend against deportation, fight immigration application denial, evaluate options, and navigate cases where client has passed legal trouble. So that's what a lawyer can do for you, a competent one, right? So that's why it's always advisable to talk to an attorney before your filings. Or even if you file by yourself, when you get the request for evidence, it's just better to get a lawyer. Okay? Yeah. So what else? The people who need to register are the people who according to the USCIS website, are the people who never been fingerprinted before, right? So you never got, if you already got a work permit, you have already been registered, okay? uh yeah, so but anyway, all the information is on uscis.gov. My sister came across the border and was parole. What chances that she was parole? What type of parole? Humanitarian parole? If she got, your sister got humanitarian parole under Biden, if she got the humanitarian parole under Biden, the humanitarian parole, then it's only valid for 2 years, right? Then if she gets married to a U.S. citizen, then she should be fine, right? Or if she wins asylum or whatever case she has. So first of all, you have to know what type of parole she got, because there are a lot of parole going on, and some parole judges are not accepting them. So you have to make sure you know what type of parole we're talking about here, right? Yeah, I'm trying to find out if we have an actual recent news, but we already know the most recent news, right? Visa revocations. They're revoking a lot of student visa because of, simple violations, or yeah, that's what's going on. um Green card holders are having secondary questioning at the airport, port of entry. And the story about the guy who was deported by mistake, who's still stuck there. And the president of El Salvador said that he's not going to come back. So we don't know what's going to happen. What else we have? IRS got into an agreement with ICE to release names of undocumented people and addresses. Yeah, that's one too is going on. Yeah, we already know pretty much. Uh, okay. What else? Let's see. Have, have you ever gotten a work permit or a notice to appear before? If the answer is yes, then you don't need to register, because that's considered registration. Any updates on prosecutorial discretion on ICE in removal? No, I did not hear anything about that. If ICE is taking prosecutorial discretion, but prosecutorial discretion is an old practice. Okay, people can always file for it, but the thing is, under this current climate, I haven't heard anybody being successful yet. But on my side, at least, I haven't heard under this current climate. But I wouldn't prevent someone who wants to try. You know what I mean? So, but as far as specific guidance are concerned, I don't see anything on their website or anything. Yeah, they always talk about TPS holders who travel without, who initially came without inspection and then traveled to be paroled. They take precedent. Basically, they are treated favorably. Some reasons, maybe because of the current agreement, but that agreement is already expired. But anyway, that's the only thing that is on their website. But right now, I didn't hear anything yet as far as new guidance or anything. I got a notice of fingerprinted, I think. Jose, what do you think? Yeah, you were registered, but to be sure, um, if you just want to be sure for your peace of mind, it doesn't hurt to register. Yeah, because I think you were registered. How do I determine if you're already registered? Okay, they say if you who is not registered. Let's just go with who's not registered. Anyone who has not applied to the Department of State for a visa, have been issued one of the document form designated and provide a fingerprint unless whoever is not registered. Alien who has not registered are alien present in the United States without inspection or admission, and parole who have not otherwise registered. So basically, people who cross the border illegally. Canadian visitor who entered the United States at land, port of entry, and were not issued evidence of registration. Alien who submitted one of more benefit requests to USCIS, including application for deferred action or temporary study, were not issued evidence of registration. Okay, so let's see. Who must register again? Alien who previously. My interpretation is this: if a person has been fingerprinted here in the United States for the purpose of registration, I believe that person has been registered, okay? Unless the person was young when they was under the age of 14. Now the older, they have to re-register again, or they were 14 at the time it happened. Now they're older, they have to register again. So that's my interpretation. But I'm a human, I can be wrong. So if you feel like it doesn't hurt to register anyway, yeah. But for me, the person who has been fingerprinted has been registered. But if you want to make sure, they say who has already registered: lawful permanent resident, alien parole, the one who got parole or registered, alien admitted to the United States as non-immigrant, the one who had I-94 or I-94W, they are registered. All alien present in the United States who were issued immigrant and non-immigrant visa before the last date of arrival, registered. Agent who has been placed in removal proceeding, registered. Alien issued an employment authorization document, registered. Alien who have been applied for residence, apply for lawful residence like I-485, I-687, even if it was denied, they were registered. Alien issue border crossing card, registered. So yeah, for me, if a person had been taken fingerprinted, I believe they were registered. But if you feel like you're not registered, you should go and register. Okay, don't get me on that. So what else? Okay. Have you ever had a case where 12H waiver was granted for a violent crime and adjusted for lawful permanent residence, ended up in removal for the wave crime, and how could you present the defense? Is it like a second crime or the crime that was waived already? No, I've never had a case like this. Yeah, because if a person was, the crime was already waived, um, and how would they end up in removal for the second time? The second time, it's maybe because they got a second crime. Because the crime was waived, that's why they got the green card. So why would they be placed in removal proceeding the second time? That's the real question, right? So maybe they got into crime again the second time, okay? But I've never had a case like that. But I had a case where it was fraud, and the person was actually removed from the country because it was what do you call it? It was fraud, like with IRS. That, yeah, that was like too much. But anyway, my sister trying to enter your chat. Yeah, I don't see her question. You need to yeah, you need to share the link so she can enter here. So she can ask her question, okay? I don't see her question. I don't see her question. You can basically try to, we're waiting for her, right? We're waiting for her so she can come and ask her question. Yeah, I was trying to see if there's a breaking news, because there's always some breaking news. Oh, let me see if we have it. Is the person already in removal proceedings? If the person is, the way it works is this, right? When you apply for green card, that's when the how do you say it? When the person applies for a green card, that's when they will determine whether the person is admissible to the United States or not. That's when the inadmissibility issues come into play. So the person applies for a green card, and if the person is found inadmissible, then USCIS will, depending on why they are found inadmissible, then USCIS will provide you with the opportunity to apply for a waiver. And once the waiver is, once the crime in question or the offense in question is waived, then the person is granted a green card. So now, if the person find themselves deportable, on what occasion they will send the person a notice to appear? Based on what? I don't understand why they send the person. Is it because the person travel outside of the United States, and when they're coming back, they say, when you come back, it's about inadmissibility. If it was a deportable offense, they should have never granted the green card in question. The person should have found themselves in removal already by the time they apply. You know what I mean? So if the person has not been issued a notice to appear, then the person is not deportable. You become deportable when they issue a notice to appear. Then on the notice to appear, they'll tell you why you have to be removed. So I don't understand that. I don't understand what's happening with that person. Okay. Yeah, that person needs to consult because I don't understand why, what is happening with that person. How can someone enter your chat? I mean, if you send Natasha, if you send them the link, they click on it, uh, then they will see how to enter the chat. All right. So the same way you enter the chat, they have to be subscribed to my channel. When you send them the link, then they click on it, then they will enter the chat. Okay. The same way you did. Hello, can we use refer asylum and full power pending applications relief of both together? Yes, you can argue all the cases you have. The one that stands, as long as both cases are valid, of course. And sometimes the lawyer, when the lawyer assess the case, they might see like this one has more weight than the other, then they'll drop one and they argue only one. But if it was me, I'll argue both, depending on my assessment, of course, too, right? But if it's me, I would like to give all my chances because I've argued asylum and cancellation of removal, both together in the same case. You do nothing. You just wait. Crystal Odura, you do nothing. You just wait until eventually it's going to get approved at some point. You do nothing. You just wait. If you feel like the case is past processing time, you can file an inquiry online. But you do nothing really. Not in deportation. Yeah, if the person is not in deportation, then there's no question to be asked. Yeah. So the person is not in deportation. So what is the concern? I don't understand. The person was inadmissible. They applied for a waiver. Then the green card was granted. End of the story. So why will the person find themselves in removal? The person find themselves in removal is if the green card was denied. That's number one, or maybe the second time if they committed another crime. But that case is already closed. So I don't understand the concern. Okay, just worry. Oh, you just worrying. Oh, okay. No, you just it doesn't work like that. What? Yeah, don't worry about it. That's just like people. They're trying to put a lot of fear on people. That the crime was waived. That's why the person got the green card. End of the story. They're not gonna go back and say, "Oh, we waived this crime. We're gonna take our waiver back." That it doesn't work like that. The person will find themselves the second time in removal if they committed another crime. That's it. So don't be worried about that. Consta KMB. My sister have received a letter for the first time since she has been in America. Show her name. Which letter? Which interview? Did your sister file for herself? Yeah, she needs a lawyer because nowadays you can't be like walking there just like you own the place. Yeah, your sister needs a lawyer. That's just like I'm a lawyer, of course. I will advise to seek counsel. That's my best advice. Yeah. So do you go live on Facebook? No, I'm live here on YouTube. My live right now is on YouTube. If you share the link to her, she'll click on the link. It's a YouTube link. Yeah. So the asylum application that you file with USCIS, that's the same application that will be referred to court. So, but if you have some amendment to do, I mean, your lawyer should be able to do that for you. As a matter of fact, in court, you're not going by yourself, right? I hope so. It's PD2 settlements. That PD was uh, expired on January, I believe, 19. So that was the sunset. Um, that was the sunset. I haven't applied after that. I don't know if people are applying, getting results because the deadline was January 19. So the question is, I don't know. The answer is, I don't know. Hi, I'm finally. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you can't get into YouTube. What's going on? Say they I hi man. What happened? So you couldn't get into YouTube? That's easy. But anyway, so you're here. Your sister did a good job to get you in the system. Now we're waiting for your question, okay? Just please type your question as fast as you can so we can answer it because it's almost 1 hour. I have to stop. I can't believe it. You tried to get in, but you can't. Anyway, we have 22 people in the house. I want to see 22 likes and 22 share. Okay, please. Because we're reaching a lot of people. We're doing a good job. And you need to help out spreading the message, okay? Yeah, we're waiting for Said Shade as ADE. We're waiting for her question. Okay, let's start with oh, you need to make you okay. I came to the border 2 years ago. I filed for my asylum with my lawyer. Just recently went to my check-in and they say I need to make a court appearance. Okay. So uh uh, my lawyer wants to sign a voluntary departure order because she said it's going to be a lot of work. Okay, this is crazy. Let me explain to you voluntary departure, right? The voluntary departure is basically you sign off and you have to leave. Because if you don't leave, you will never be able to adjust status in the US. You will have a 10 years bar. No matter what you do, you're not gonna go anywhere. And then after 10 years, you're gonna have to try to beg the same eyes who agree that you leave, try to reopen the case and adjust status, depending on how you came, if you were parole or not. Yeah. The other option is if you have a strong case, just fight for it and see where it leads you. Because voluntary departure just means that you leave and try to come back to get a visa, which is always hard anyway. So that's what it means, volunteer departure. So it's up to you now to decide if you want to fight for your case or you want to leave. That's ultimately your choice, okay? Um, if you need guidance, This is my consultation link. I charge for consultation, but in short, that's what it is. Volunteer departure is basically you just leave voluntarily within the 30 days. They'll give you 30 days to leave. Yeah, if you were parole I was parole into the country, and I do have a strong case. I believe I do want to fight. Yeah, if you're parole, depending on what type of parole, anyway. If you're parole, humanitarian parole, and you want to fight, that's your right. Fight for your case. You know, fight for your case and see if asylum is going to be granted. Sometime, even if asylum doesn't get granted, you can be granted withholding of removal, which is simply means that it's a work permit. At the end, you stay with a work permit. Some people stay with that until they figure out something else and go back to court to ask ICE, actually beg ICE to reopen the case, and hopefully it's reopened. Then they can adjust status if they get married to a U.S. citizen. So ultimately, the choice is yours, okay? But my consultation link is there if you want to talk more and understand your options. That's my consultation link, okay? Any immigration news, the same old news, visa revocations. The guy is still in El Salvador. He's not coming back, at least until now. He's not back. What else we have? ICE made an agreement with IRS. The same old news that I've talked about like yesterday and the day before. It's, yeah, the same. If they by mistake, yeah, you have the right to challenge them in court if they came back, they say, oh, it was a mistake, we gave you this waiver, which I doubt it. Waiver is discretionary. It's either they give it to you or they don't. Because they already give it to you, case is over. The mistake usually is on the green card, in terms of if the green card they gave to you, it was by mistake. For example, some people, they were in removal and they were not qualified to get a green card because they were in removal, but USCIS made a mistake, then they'll come back for it. Yeah, but this is just like you apply for wherever, it's up to them to give it or not. They give it, then so be it. You know, don't be you be wondering in your mind, like putting everything. No, 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 no. You're gonna get sick for nothing. Just don't worry about it. Okay. Can I be detained at adjustment of status interview? Yes, if you have aggravated felony or theft crime. Remember the recent law about the Lincoln Raleigh law? If they find out you have it, it's mandatory detention, period. So yeah, the answer is yes, that could be a possibility if you have aggravated felony or other like theft crimes, and if you have order of removal. Yeah, the answer, the simple answer is yes, that could happen to certain people because it's happening. Thank you. Thank you very much. 1 hour. We've been here for 1 hour. We talked about everything. Please go ahead and like and share. This is my consultation link for people who need a consultation with me. I'm available Friday. Tomorrow I'm not available, but I'm available Friday. You can schedule it already. Book your time. Schedule consultation so we can guide you properly. Yeah, and you can also refer the consultation link to somebody who need it. You can share the video and like. Don't forget to follow us too on all other platforms. Okay, thank you very much. 1 hour of a live session today was good. Yeah, I think that's the time I should be coming to live session here, 4:15. Until next time, bye-bye. Thank you.